All right, so this is your February 2023 real estate housing market update. So we're going to get to all the newest stats for the cities of Temecula, Murrieta, and Menifee, California. Let's go ahead and get into it. Hey guys, so again, my name is Justin Short. I am a realtor and team leader for the Short Real Estate team here in Temecula, California and Murrieta, California. And like I mentioned, this video is your February 2023 housing market update. So we're gonna get to all the newest stats for the cities of Temecula, Murrieta, Menifee, California. We're gonna talk about how many new listings are coming up on the market, how much available inventory is still sitting out there, how long the average home's taken to sell, what's going on with average sales prices, and then I'll give you my perspective, as a real estate agent and kind of what we're seeing on a day-to-day basis as the market continues to change. So first thing, if you are liking videos like this, please do me a favor. Please hit like, please hit subscribe. Obviously it helps me, it helps the channel. Obviously we're trying to continue to grow it. If you have any real estate questions, I would definitely love to hear from you guys. So you can feel free, you can call, you can text, you can email. We have people that reach out to myself and my team all the time. Love to hear from you guys, love to answer any questions you may have or see what we can do to help you out with your home search. But let's go ahead and get into the info here. So, all right, so the first stat we're gonna get into for the city of Temecula, total number of new listings. Right now, in the last 30 days, we have seen 93 new listings pop up here in the city of Temecula. And then if we compare that to last year, we actually saw 182 new listings pop on the market. So what that means is we're seeing substantially less inventory coming this year as opposed to last year, really half as much available homes for sale or half as much new inventory popping up on the market. And then if we compare that back to April, so back in the peak, there was up to 249 new listings popping up on the market. So obviously that's a pretty drastic decrease there. And this is really a trend that we've seen, month after month now. And at some point we're hoping we can get some relief. But as the real estate market has changed over the last 7-8 months, we've seen it go from a super crazy seller's market into definitely more of a buyer's market, right? We have not seen enough new inventory come up on the market. So homes are taking longer to sell, which you'll see in some of the stats. Prices are down, but we're not seeing enough new inventory popping up. The question why, some people think it's because maybe a potential home seller is hesitant to sell when their home value is dipping down, right? They're cautious maybe of getting less value out of the sale than they thought they would have a few months ago. Maybe it could be they're holding off on selling the home because they don't know where they're gonna go because interest rates are higher. Maybe they can't afford the payment on that next home, right? Kind of a combination of different things, or just overall uneasiness by home sellers, not sure what's gonna happen with the overall housing market. Are things gonna crash? Is this a good time to sell? Should I wait and things will go up in the future, right? Just kind of some unknown. So in general, as a real estate industry here in Southern California, we're definitely looking for more inventory. Still not enough available homes popping up on the market for sure. So that's City of Temecula. Next stat we're getting into, so City of Murrieta. So City of Murrieta, last 30 days, we've seen a total of 116 new listings popping up on the market. And then if we compare that to last year, there's 236 new listings. So really same setup, right? Really 50% of half as many new homes popping on the market as opposed to a year ago. And if we compare back to the springtime, we're up to 326 new listings popping up. So that's a huge difference. I mean, that's basically a third of what we saw back in April. City of Menifee, same trend. So right now, the last 30 days, we've seen 146 homes pop on the market, and then compare that to last year, we were up to 226 homes pop on the market. Back in April at the peak, we were up to 265. So all three cities across the board, definitely less inventory popping up on the market than we used to see. Now, one thing, when we're comparing back to April with this stat, I mean, springtime, which obviously April's in spring, right? Springtime tends to be a busier time for real estate. We see more homes popping on the market, more homes selling. A lot of that's just kind of your general trends, right? People, especially with families, trying to get settled around school years, etc. So we're always going to see somewhat of that trend, but it's pretty drastic this year with everything that's going on in the market. All right, so the next stat we're going to talk about is the total number of active listings. So what this means is basically available homes for sale, right? So if I'm a potential home buyer and I want to buy a house in the city of Temecula, how much inventory do I have to choose from? Okay, so right now in the city of Temecula, there's a total of 214 available homes for sale. And if we compare that to last year, there was 175 available homes for sale. So definitely there's an extra 40 homes to choose from, right? And if we compare that back to April at the peak of the market, that was 247 available homes for sale. So again, back in April, you're usually going to see that kind of cyclical, more inventory out there. But what is interesting about this is even though we have seen less homes, new homes come on the market over the last 30 days, there's more to choose from a potential home buyer. So the question is, well, why is that? The reason is the homes that were listed at the tail end of 2022, a lot of them have not sold. So a lot of people put their home on the market and it's taking longer and longer for them to sell. So they're still lagging, still sitting out on the market, and they're still out there for potential buyers to choose from. However, there's just still not enough. That's enough to show you the trend of what's going on in the market, but still just not enough inventory out there, especially not enough new inventory, like I'd mentioned. So next stat we'll get into, so same stat for the city of Murrieta. Right now, there's 267 available homes to choose from, and if we compare to a year ago, there was only 234 available homes to choose from. So definitely more inventory, more available homes out there compared to a year ago. Again, same deal, they're taking longer to sell. And then if we compare to last April, the peak, there was 322 available homes out there. So same trends there, and you're gonna see the same thing for Menifee too. So right now, there's 307 available homes to choose from for the city of Menifee. Last year, there's only 260 available homes, and back in April, there was 289 available homes to choose from. So same deal, right? There's still not enough out there, but homes are taking longer to sell. They're definitely sitting, definitely more stagnated for sure. All right, and so the next stat we're going to get into is the average days on market. So really this is just how long the average home is taking to sell, right? So in a super heavy seller's market, homes are selling super quick, right? Taking just a matter of days. As you stretch into a buyer's market, they take longer and longer weeks and months and longer for that average homes to sell. So right now, the last 30 days, the average home in Temecula has taken 59 days to sell, so basically 2 months. And if we compare that to a year ago, the average home is selling in just 25 days. So it's definitely taking quite a bit longer for homes to sell, right? It's more than doubling. Really, we've gone from a matter of 3.5 weeks to now 60 days, 2 months, right, for the average home to sell. And then if we compare back to what the peak of the market was back in April, the average home was selling in just 17 days. So, and this is really a good indicator, and I think what everyone is feeling, where it's just so much more of a buyer's market, right? So when homes take longer to sell, usually that means that the seller is going to have to lower the price to incentivize buyers to make an offer. And a lot of times if they make that offer is under list price, so we're going to have to negotiate more. So we're seeing pricing go down for sure. We'll get into some of the specifics, but in general, definitely flipped to more of a buyer's market, 100%. City of Murrieta, so right now the average home is taking now 62 days to sell, so same trend, just a little bit longer. A year ago, the average home was taking just 24 days to sell, and then if we compare back to April, the average home was taking 14 days to sell. City of Menifee, right now the average home is taking 57 days to sell. Compared to last year, the average home was taking 26 days to sell, and compared back in April, it was taking just 16 days. So again, across the board, homes are taking much longer to sell, showing just how much more leverage that the buyer's going to have to make a competitive offer. All right, and then the last stat is just going to be average sales price. So when we have more homes sitting out there for buyers to choose from and homes taking longer to sell, buyers that have more leverage, that means they're going to have better luck negotiating the price down, and sellers are going to have to make more concessions and be more realistic and lower the sales price. So right now, the city of Temecula, the average sales price is at $702,000. And if we compare that to a year ago, the average sales price was $780,000. So that's a huge swing. I mean, that's a $78,000 swing in average sales price. over year, that's a huge swing. And if it's a home seller, that's a lot of equity that's gone out the window. And if we compare back to April, the average sales price in Temecula was up to $838,000. So obviously a big jump from there as well. Now, the one thing when we're talking about the average sales prices is it's a stat that can be skewed pretty easily, right? So what I mean by that, if there are a handful of lower price, let's say condos or mobile homes that are selling that have an average lower price or lower sales price, that can skew the numbers real easily. And same thing on the reverse is on the high end. If there's a bunch of higher end multi-million-dollar homes that are selling that are kind of clustered together within a 30-day period, that can really change the numbers pretty drastically as well. So it's just something to know. But in general, I mean, we're seeing that's a pretty significant change where we're seeing the average sales price definitely trend down, and you're going to see it in the other cities as well. So City of Murrieta, same stats. The average sales price in the last 30 days has been $641,000, and if we compare that to a year ago, it was $651,000. So it's only a $10,000 difference, but pricing's still going down. And again, you have to account for some of those outliers maybe that are skewing the numbers. And then back to April, if we look back in April, the average sales price at Murrieta was $745,000. So that's a huge swing. Now you're back to almost over $100,000 in average sales price compared back to April. City of Menifee, right now the average sales price is $510,000, and compared to a year ago, that was up to $513,000. So really about a wash. It's only a $3,000 gap. And then if we go back to April, you see a bigger jump there. The average sales price in April was $569,000. So it's a $59,000 gap, from April to now. So still a big jump. In general, kind of going over all the numbers, right, and what we feel on a daily basis, it's definitely a buyer's market. Buyers are having a lot more leverage, a lot more ability to come and negotiate. Unfortunately, there isn't enough new inventory popping up, so that they're not seeing as many options as maybe they usually would. Hopefully that'll change as we get closer to spring and the market hopefully starts to level out a little bit. What I can tell you is, on a daily basis, what we're seeing as as a real estate agent, as a real estate team, or here in my real estate office, we are definitely seeing the market start to pick back up since the first of the year, and especially since I would say the middle of January. So interest rates have actually dropped pretty significantly since over the last couple months. We're now under 6% for the first time in a while. I guess sometime into summer, I would assume, but it's been quite a long time since we were under 6% for a mortgage rate on average. So with that, I think there's a lot of people have been on the fence, unsure if now's maybe the right time, have decided to jump in. So we have had a lot of listings that were sitting on the market that have now had offers and gone into escrow, some of them multiple offers. We've had a lot of listings that went out on the market and got sold within a week or 2 weeks. And those are things that just were not happening just a few months ago. So we are definitely seeing a lot of signs that the market's starting to change and starting to pick back up. Some of that I'm sure is a little bit cyclical, time of year as we're getting closer to spring. But some of that I think is just overall buyer demand and people realizing that the housing market is cooled, prices are down. As a buyer, I can probably negotiate and get a better deal than I could have really anytime in the last few years. I mean, that's a fact for sure. And it's pretty evident that the housing market isn't going to totally crash, right? We're probably not going to go down another $200,000. There's a strong enough sense of demand and a strong enough housing market where it doesn't appear that nothing big and catastrophic is really going to be changing in the future going forward. So we'll continue to keep an eye on it. I'll keep doing these monthly updates for you guys, hopefully give you our perspective, go over the stats with you on what's going on. If you have any questions or anything we can do to help, feel free to reach out. You can call, text, email. Feel free, please like and subscribe, and hopefully talk to you guys soon. Thanks.